By achieving 100% information in an entity's bestiary, you will be rewarded with their plushie. There are a small handfuls of ways to get information, but most notably, collecting info clipboards on the ground or floors will give you information for one of the entities on the floor. The entity that it will give information for is determined by a check. There are two priority levels to the check. Its top priority is to give information to the entity that you do not have 100% information in. Its second priority is to give information to the rarest entity in the floor. Let's create an example here. You are on the floor with Bozo and Ganderer. When you pick up an info clipboard, it will check the information percent you already have for both of these entities. If neither of these entities are at 100%, it will prioritize giving info to whichever is rarer, which is Ganderer. Now let's go back a little bit. Pretend that you entered the floor, but the only difference is that you do have 100% in Ganderer, but not in Bozo. Since the check has determined that Bozo is the only entity in the floor that does not have 100% information, it will give info for Bozo regardless of the fact that Ganderer is rarer. If both entities have 100% information, it will give information to whichever entity is rarer, not that it matters. If you do not have 100% in both entities and both of the entities share the same rarity, the info will be given at random. The camera is an equipable item, which, even though it doesn't show it when you use it, does give between 5 and 8% information when used on an entity, with the cost of 22 battery. If the camera hits two entities, you will get information for both of them. If it is used on two of the same entity, it will stack. This means if you manage to pile up the statues or spectators in one place, you can get triple the info with one usage. Keep in mind that it has a cone-shaped hitbox, so you need to aim at the entity. Whereas the improviser is also an equipable item which is similar to the camera, but instead of using battery, it charges up progressively as you collect info. Once it maxes out, you can use it 3 times with a 10-second cooldown between each use. After those 3 uses, you have to charge it up again. Also, unlike the camera, it has a full circle hitbox, meaning it can hit entities from all around you, including behind. Finally, by simply equipping the improviser, all information gained is increased by 30%. The Lifeform scanner, while not exactly giving you direct opportunities to gain more info, will increase all information gained by 15%. The main disadvantage to this is the fact that you need the Lifeform scanner game pass in order to use it, which costs 150 Robux. That aside, combining this with the improviser, all information gained is increased by 45%. This means that if you would usually get 5, you would actually get 7, and if you got 10 info, you would actually get 14 or 15 if it rounds up. But where would you get 10% information? By dying to an entity. That's right, dying to an entity will also increase the bestiary percent by 10%. This is a good last resort if you have no battery or clipboards left but really need that extra push. There are still 2 more ways to get information, but they're not reliable, but I still feel obligated to explain it. Being spotted by an entity for the first time will give you 1% information. The wiki says it only works on the first time permanently, but it doesn't. It works for the first time per floor. If you get spotted by a fawn on floor 1, you'll get 1% for fawn. If you then get spotted by another fawn on floor 3, you'll get another 1%. Hell, if there are 2 fawns on the same floor and you get spotted by both of them, that's 2% right there. The final way is with the third button sap upgrade, which will rarely give a small amount of information. It happens so rarely that I don't even know how much it is. With all that finally inside, you finally, for all the hard work, got 100% in an entity. You now have their plushie, an equipable item which all have the following in common. They will give a buff from a select pool to the player when they are spotted by an entity, but only when it's being held. They will give a debuff when you re-equip them if they've been unequipped for 2 minutes or longer. They can give 30 stamina when you drop below 50% max stamina. They can give 10 battery when you drop below 50% max battery. They can give an item from a select pool. Now between the stamina, the battery and the items, these all count as gifts from the plushie. And the plushie can only give 3 gifts per floor, though according to the wiki there may be some that can give 5. Finally, the plushie will make the entities based off slightly more common. Now that the formalities are out of the way, let's set it up like this, and do the entities in order of my video's release. The Bozo plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give ghost burgers, which is supposed to give 25 to 50 stamina depending on the amount of deaths you have. But I don't know if this works, I just always get 25 stamina. Speed increases walk and run speed by 1.5, slow decreases walk and run speed by 1.5. The Wanderer plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, which we saw 35 stamina, water, which increases stamina regen by 0.5, or scrap, which is used for crafting and buying items in the scrap shop. The Sculpture plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the blindness debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. Blindness shortens your vision with darkness. The Seeker plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and you can give burgers, water, and soda, which increases walk and run speed by 1.2 and increases stamina regen by 0.5. The Shade plushie gives the stealth buff for 4 seconds when spotted, 1 stack of the injured debuff for 2 minutes when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, soda, and ghost burgers. Stealth will make you ghost-like to entities, making it so that you can go through them without dying with the exception of Knife. Injured decreases max stamina by 2 per stack, and there's a more detailed explanation in my manager video. The Fawn plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the blindness debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers and scrap. Also, as opposed to other plushies, it will also give 20 battery instead of the usual 10. The Gaster plushie gives the stealth buff for 4 seconds when spotted, the blindness debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give ghost burgers. The Maya plushie gives the cleanse buff for 11 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give coffee, water, and witch's brew rarely. And like Fawn, it will give more battery than the rest of the plushies, 19 battery. Cleanse will make debuffs fade away much faster. Coffee will increase the walk and run speed by 1 and increase stamina regen by 1. Witch's brew will increase walk and run speed by 1.5, make the player's head huge and give it a random color, and increase stamina regen a random amount. The Parasite plushie gives the cleanse buff for 11 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, soda, scrap, and lemons, which gives 20 stamina. There's a thing called a lemon crit or something along that line, where it will give 40 stamina instead, along with a sound effect in the lemon buff. Getting 3 lemon crits in a row will give an achievement. The lemon buff increases luck by 1, and the slow debuff from this plushie decreases walk and run speed by 4 instead of 1.5. The Ganderer plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Dusk plushie gives the stealth buff for 4 seconds when spotted, 1 stack of the injured debuff for 2 minutes when unequipped, and can give burgers, lemons, soda, and ghost burgers. The Mimic plushie can give 1 of 4 buffs: alert for 4 seconds, coffee for 31 seconds, speed for 7 seconds, or stealth for 4 seconds, all only when spotted. But only the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, soda, cribble fruit, and cabbages. Alert increases run speed by 3, but it only works if something has seen you. Coffee increases walk and run speed by 1, and increases stamina regen by 1. Cribble fruit gives 30 stamina and 20 overdrive stamina. Overdriving is like a second stamina bar that is prioritized over the main one. Using stamina will take from your overdrive first. Even if you are running, as long as you are taking from overdrive stamina, your normal stamina will actually keep regenerating. The Eye Master plushie gives a speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Manager plushie gives a speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give coffee. The Floraflies plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, and can give lemons. For some reason, the Floraflies plushie doesn't give a debuff. The Eye Mourner plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Eye Seer plushie can give a speed buff for 9 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give eggs, scrap, tea fruits, which gives 5 stamina and increases stamina regen by 5 for 10 seconds. This slow debuff also decreases walk and run speed by 4 instead of 1.5. Also, this plushie gives 80 stamina and 30 battery instead of 30 stamina and 10 battery. The Ashen Flies plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted and can give coffee, scrap, and lemons. Like Floraflies, this plushie doesn't give a debuff for some reason. The Eye Mask plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give club sandwiches, which not only restores 30 stamina to the eater, but also restores 30 stamina to nearby players. There is no Stalker plushie. The Golem plushie gives the alert buff for 20 seconds when spotted, the target debuff for 30 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, lemons, diamonds, and sapphires. Target increases a stat called priority by 15. I'm just speculating here, but I'm guessing it means that you don't need to be the closest player in order to be targeted by an entity. To my knowledge, the only thing you can use diamonds and sapphires for is to make the crown of jewels. The skeleton plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, coffee, soda, scrap, and a bonfire, which is rare. The bonfire is a placeable item, which gives nearby players the warm buff, which increases stamina regen, increases the amount of stamina consumables give, and decreases the effectiveness of debuffs. Warm will last forever if you stay inside the range, but it will wear off after 2 minutes if you leave the range. The Merc plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give ghost burgers, gloom berries, mixed candies, water, and scrap. Gloom berries give 20 stamina and the gloom debuff for 30 seconds, which decreases the amount of stamina you get from consumables. Mixed candy restores 13 stamina and can give one of 3 effects. First is Sugar Rush for 5 seconds, which increases walk and run speed by 3. Second is Sugar Craving for 30 seconds, which decreases run speed by 2, but if you get Sugar Rush while you have Sugar Craving, it will remove Sugar Craving. And third, rarely, is Cleanse for 10 seconds. The Angler plushie gives the Cleanse buff for 10 seconds when spotted, the Sludge debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give Water. Sludge decreases walk speed, run speed, and stamina regen by 2. The Angler plushie will also give 59 stamina and 19 battery instead of 30 stamina and 10 battery. The Scarlet Haze plushie gives the heal buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the Void debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give scrap, peppermint, and rubies. Heal increases stamina regen by 3, Void decreases consumable effectiveness by 80%, making consumables only give 1/5 of the stamina they normally would. Peppermints restore 30 stamina and can give one of 3 effects. First is Sugar Rush for 10 seconds, second is Sugar Craving for 40 seconds, and third is Cleanse for 10 seconds. The Mimicry plushie can give one of 3 buffs: Alert for 7 seconds, Stealth for 3 seconds, or Speed for 7 seconds, all only when spotted, and either the Slow debuff or the Blindness debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give Water, Scrap, Cribble Fruit, Soda, or Tea Fruit. The Exiled Easter Rabbit gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give eggs. The Sketcherman plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, ghost burgers, and scrap. The Bevel plushie gives the Chaos debuff for 10 seconds when spotted, the Chaos debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can wait 1 second. It only gives the Chaos debuff? Who would want that? Anyway, it can give the Prankster Cushion and the Fart Potion. The Prankster Cushion is a one-time used item which has a high chance to just fart, but has a small chance to give the Reverse Stats debuff, which doubles the effectiveness of debuffs. The Fart Potion gives the annoying debuff for 6 seconds, causing the player to fart. That's all. The Shadow Walker plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the Void debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give Volatile Shards and Data Fragments. The Volatile Shard will give 50 stacks of injured, and the Data Fragment will restore somewhere between 10 and 30 stamina. The Disco Master plushie gives the Party buff for 5 seconds when spotted, the Dance debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give lemons, burgers, scrap, and soda. Party increases walk speed, run speed, and stamina regen by 2, while also increasing luck by 1. This plushie also gives 90 stamina instead of 30. The Trevor Touchdown plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, coffee, scrap, and water. For some reason, this plushie doesn't give any stamina. The Shakes plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a target debuff for 45 seconds when unequipped, and, get ready for this, it can give gold, tea fruit, crumble fruit, grubble fruit, coffee, sapphire, ruby, diamond, topaz, emerald, amethyst, pearl, and steel. Gold, pearl, and steel don't do anything that I'm aware of. The Crumble Fruit gives the reverse speed buff, which I believe is bugged, but should increase run speed by 4 while decreasing walk speed by 4. The Grubble Fruit restores 35 stamina and gives 50 max stamina for 2 minutes. The only use that the gems use is to craft the Crown of Jewels. The Scratcher plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give scrap and campfires. Campfires are the same as bonfires, but instead of giving the warm buff for 2 minutes, it's 1 minute. The Statues plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give club sandwiches. The Spectre plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the Loom debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give data fragments. Loom decreases walk and run speed by 3, reduces the amount of stamina gained from consumables, but on the contrary to popular belief, Merc's grasp will not activate if Loom is given from anywhere that isn't Merc itself. The Cripple Fruit Calamity plushie, the Malicious Cripple Fruit, gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give Cripple Fruit. The Greed plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Gluttony plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give, once again, a lot of things. He can give burgers, water, scrap, coffee, amethyst, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, topaz, cabbages, lemons, and wires. Once again, the gems are only used to get the crown of jewels. Cabbages restore 30 stamina and increases consumable effectiveness by 15% for 30 seconds. Wires can be used on an anvil to get scrap. The Envy plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Desire plushie can give the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Sloth plushie can give the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. The Wrath plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, and scrap. Why did most of the Sins do the exact same thing? The Gumballer plushie gives the speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, scrap, and gumball. Gumball! Yes! Something different! Gumballs restore 15 stamina, but also have some quirks to them. There's a chance for gumballs to give either haste or luck. There's a chance for them to not be consumed. There's even a chance for them to give the player Gumballer's hat. Also, they don't have an eating cooldown, so you can spam them. Haste increases run speed by 2, and luck increases luck by a varied amount. The Barrel Baller plushie gives a speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, a slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give volatile shards and gumballs. Now, there are merely 2 plushies left. However, these ones can't be obtained normally, with an asterisk for the second one, but let's leave that one for last. The Midnight Baller plushie gives a speed buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the slow debuff for 20 seconds when unequipped, and can give burgers, water, scrap, and gumballs. The Midnight Baller plushie isn't obtained with a 100% bestiary entry, no. Instead, it's obtained via getting the mysterious key badge in one of Vanilla Deluxe's other games, Mini Mega Factory. I don't know how this is done, but I'll leave a link in the description and comments, and maybe at the end of the video as well, if that's possible. All I know is that once you're done with that, you have to talk to the Fortune NPC in the Minus Elevation lobby by going upstairs into the other games room and behind the Mini Mega Factory display. The final plushie is the Sin of Ratio plushie. The Sin of Ratio plushie gives the level up buff for 7 seconds when spotted, the Annoy debuff for 6 seconds when unequipped, and can give fart potions, regen potions, and haste potions. Level up increases walk speed by 2 and run speed by 4. The regen potion increases stamina regen by 1.5 for 40 seconds. The haste potion increases run speed by 2 for 20 seconds. While you can obtain the Sin of Ratio plushie by getting 100% in Sin of Ratio, there was another way to obtain it, the way I obtained it, during 2025 New Year's. And that's it, that's all the plushies in the game, all explained in one video. I'm sorry for the long time since the Minus Elevation related video, or a video in general. I'm gonna stop doing Silksong videos and move on to something else. But for now, I still have at least 2 more ideas for Minus Elevation videos. There's also Death Spelunking, which is promising. Also, if you haven't tried Addition Abstraction, please do, it's a great devil-like. It even has modifiers as well. I'll probably do videos on those too, once I'm better at them of course. And Minus Corporation, and I've been playing that during testing, and it has the potential to blow Minus Elevation out of the water. I'll make another Entity series on that game once it's fully released. Until then, this has been a fun journey. Also check out my Minus Elevation fanfic question mark on Wattpad. I think Pride's going to be in the newest chapters. GG bro. What? Hey, Sloth, you okay? Hey, that's enough! That's enough, please calm down.